Now we're going to remove the wheel, use a 19mm socket, take the lug nuts off. Now take the wheel off. We're going to take these two bolts out. I'm going to need an 18mm wrench for up top for the nuts. Get those on, and then a 15mm socket for the bolt. Take the nut off and the bolt. You want to take this bolt out here, use a 21mm socket. Slide that bolt out. Just like that. And you can use a pry bar. Just pry this out a little bit. You can pry this one out. I'm just going to tip it down. Now I'm going to use a puller to take this off. You might have to get creative. If you have a 2-jaw puller that's big enough, you might be able to use that. This happens to be a bearing puller. I'm just going to get this lined up. And I'm just tightening this down. As I tighten it, it's just pushing the control arm that way, and the bushing is going to come out this way. If you don't have this set up, you could take this whole assembly off and then put this in a vise and then try to push the lower control arm out that way using a hammer and a punch. But this is working. It's actually pretty easy. There it comes. And there it is. Now I'm going to take the new bushing and we're going to install it like this so that this part looks like it's closer to the top part of the bushing. Whereas if you flip it around, you can see it's more like to the lower part. So you want it like this. So this is the top. And that's on both sides. It's going to be like that. So I'm just going to spray down the control arm with a little bit of soapy water. You can spray some in the bushing as well. Line it up. And just tap the bushing on. You want this just like this, a little bit less than the control arm being flush with the back side of the bushing right there. If you need to, you can compare to the other side. So that's good. Now we can line everything back up and just line this up. Might have to push the knuckle out a little bit. just use a dead blow hammer or a rubber mallet. That's lined up. Just going to get this bolt started and push this in the rest of the way. And get the bolt started. You can use a screwdriver to get it lined up. Get the nut started up top. Now we're going to tighten these bolts up. And we'll torque these to 73 foot-pounds. And get this front bolt started. I don't want it too tight yet. Ideally, what they want you to do is put the tire on and lower the vehicle to the ground before you torque this bolt, but that's unrealistic because of you're not going to be able to fit a torque wrench under there while you're on the ground. So what you can do is I'm just going to put a pull jack underneath the lower ball joint and just raise up. Get the lower control arm as close to ride height as possible. Just raise it up a little bit. And then I can torque this bolt. And we're going to torque it to 195 foot-pounds. Now I can loosen the pull jack, slide it out. And remember, after you're done this job, you want to bring the vehicle to a local shop to have it aligned so you don't have premature tire wear. Now put the wheel back on. Put the lug nuts on. Now I'm going to torque the lug nuts to 100 foot-pounds in a cross pattern to tighten the wheel down evenly. Just go around again, double check.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.